The different transformation algebraic rules. Our do now reads, Brian glues together 4 wooden cubes as shown. Each cube has an edge of 5 centimeters. He covers the surface area of this new figure with metallic paper that is cut to size for each fence. How much metallic paper is needed to cover the entire figure? So it tells us that we are finding the surface area since we are wrapping up this shape. And so first I have to figure out whether I'm finding the lateral surface area or the total surface area. Since I am covering the shape entirely, completely, I will be finding the total surface area. So the total surface area formula is P, which stands for the perimeter of the base, times the height, plus 2 times our base area. So I'm going to highlight what our base is. In this case, our base is going to be our top and our bottom shape. Because we can't see the bottom rectangle, I just highlighted the top since I know it's the same. And so each side of the square is 5. So that means the height of the shape is going to be 5 centimeters. And since there's 4 cubes or 4 squares, and each side is 5, I know that this side length up here is going to be 20, since 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 times 4 is 20. So now I'm going to find my perimeter. So we have total surface area is equal to find the perimeter, I have to add 20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 5. That's the same thing as multiplying 2 times 20 plus 2 times 5. And then whatever that total is, I have to multiply by the height, which is again 5. Then I'm adding 2 times the base area. To find the area of this base shape, I'm multiplying 20 times 5. So we have total surface area is equal to 2 times 20 is 40. 40 plus 10 is 50, so we have 50 times 5 plus 2 times 20 times 5 is 100, so now we have 2 times 100. So 50 times 5 is 250. 2 times 100 is 200. When I add together 250 plus 200, I get 450. And my answer is C. So today's TEK is 8.10C. My lesson target is I will explain the effect of translations, reflections, and rotations on 2-dimensional shapes on a coordinate plane using an algebraic representation, and then we have a DOL at the end. So as a review of some vocabulary, congruence means same shape, same size. Coordinate plane looks just as pictured right here, has an X and Y axis and 4 quadrants. Orientation means the direction that a shape is facing. Pre-image is the original image. Reflections can happen over the X axis or the Y axis, as well as a line. Rotations happen in 90-degree intervals. So we have 90, 180, 270, and 360 degrees. And rotations can happen in clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Translations are sliding the shape across the coordinate plane. So translation, reflection, rotation, and here are the different rules that we've gone over. So for this first I do, it says quadrilateral PRST is rotated 90 degrees clockwise about the origin to create quadrilateral P, R, S, and T, which rule describes this transformation? So if I know that this is a rotation, I can cross out any of the other algebraic rules that do not represent a rotation. So x comma y to negative x comma y is a reflection. That's not what we're looking for here. And then x comma y to x plus 2 y minus 10, that is a translation. We're also not looking for a translation. Since we're moving or rotating this trapezoid 90 degrees clockwise, or counterclockwise, I'm sorry, it's going to go from this quadrant right here to this quadrant right here. So each quadrant represents a 90-degree rotation, and counterclockwise, again, we're moving opposite the way that a clock normally moves. And so if I think about it, from here to here, I know that my x and my y coordinates are being flipped, because for 90-degree rotations and 270 degrees rotations, the coordinates are flipped, but I need to figure out which one becomes the opposite sign. So over here, I can see that my new x coordinate is going to be negative, but my y coordinate, my new y coordinate, is going to be opposite of what it once was. So it's my y coordinate that needs to be negative. So my answer is H. And just to prove that, I'm going to go ahead and graph what the reflected points would be. So for T, my coordinate is 0, 3. And if it were to be rotated according to this rule of negative y comma x, I'd have negative 3, 0. Then for point S, I have negative 2, 0. Rotated S would be 0, negative 2. We don't have a negative 0, so that's why I didn't flip the sign of the 0. Then for R, we have negative 6, 1. So according to the rule, it would be negative 1, negative 6. And then for P, I have negative 6, 4. So rotated P would be negative 4, negative 6. So now I'm going to graph the rotated shape. So negative 3, 0 is right here. And then 0, negative 2, so 0, negative 2. Then we have negative 1, negative 6, negative 1, negative 6. And then negative 4, negative 6. So negative 4, negative 6 right here. So I'm going to draw lines to connect the shape. And as you can see, quadrilateral PQR, or not Q, PRST, when it's rotated by 90 degrees, looks like this. Then for the next I do, it says quadrilateral A, B, C, D was dilated with the origin as the center of dilation to create quadrilateral A, B, C, D, So I can see that my pre-image, or my original image, is bigger than the dilated image, which I'm going to highlight in blue. Which rule best represents the dilation that was applied to quadrilateral ABCD to create quadrilateral A, B, C, and D, So I can see that answer choice A would mean that the dilation would enlarge or make the pre-image bigger, so that's not true. B is a translation, so it's not going to be B. C is probably our answer, since the coefficient, or the number in front of the x and y, is smaller than 1. And D is also another translation. So my correct answer was C, since I see that from the dilation, my image was shrunken. Okay, for this next I do, we have a graph of a hexagon is shown below. The hexagon is translated 8 units to the right and 6 units down. Which rule describes this transformation? So if I'm moving 8 units to the right, I know I'm going to be adding 8 to my x coordinate. And if I'm moving 6 units down, I know that I'm going to be subtracting 6 from my y coordinate. So since f and g have that we're subtracting 8 from x, I know that it's not f and g. And then our final answer is going to be j because it has x plus 8 and then y minus 6. There's several you do problems to do. And finally, there's going to be the 4-question Google form DOL. Thank you so much for following along in today's math lesson and see you in the next math video. Bye.